on purpose.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so looking at these characters, so when we did our tier list for Power for Justice League, we felt that the strongest characters, like Doctor Fate and Superman, and the weakest characters, not that they're the worst, but the weakest, like Batman and Green Arrow, were written the best. And then you had a lot of mid tiers like Cyborg, Hawkeye, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, that those types that struggled a little bit. I feel like this, if you were to say who are the best written characters, I would go A, B, and C. And D and S are passable. Some of them are good, but
Yeah.
I mean, to me, the best written character out of D tier,
Daredevil.
yeah,
Yeah.
Daredevil, yeah,
Hmm.
maybe Moon Knight if he got more time. But
Yeah.
I feel like
I
Hawkeye,
think
outside of the Age of Ultron scene, he's just kind of
no.
there.
Yeah. I think Moon Knight a close second, but Daredevil
Yeah.
for sure.
And
Yeah.
the weird thing comparing and looking at the DC list we did, right, is that the S tier heroes on this list, the D tier heroes on this list, again, are positioned there because of what they do in their respective shows.
Hmm.
And I know there was a Captain Marvel film. I did not see it, I will fully admit.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
seen it.
It's bad.
well, there we go. But I have seen the Daredevil show, and I would 100% root for the guy. I would love to see Daredevil, like the next Daredevil show. Like he does very well because the writers focus on him. The writers treat him well.
Hmm.
He gets the crap kicked out of him a lot.
He's been confirmed in something recently, right?
I think
He was
season
in one of the
two or
Spider-Man
season
films.
Yeah,
or
he was.
something. I don't remember if they did a
I
season
think
two, but
he's gonna be in a. He's either getting his own movie or he's gonna be in one. One or the
I
other.
think
If
so. But like they
I
did
think I've
such
seen
a
something.
good job with him as far as what
The
again, this
actor's
is
good
all
too,
down to
for
perspective.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Hmm.
all down to perspective and how the writers portray them and how what the writers put on their stage for them to act against.
So
I'm not really all that impressed with Black Widows or the
No,
Wasps or Hawkeye's foes or the problems they have to deal with. I'm not impressed with their props.
I think it's a
If
stretch to make Black Widow an Avenger. I think
right.
that the
yeah, she
agent.
just
What's
doesn't.
the agent that dies in the first Avenger movie?
Colson.
Colson,
Yeah, I think he was more of an Avenger than she was, honestly.
he does more, and that's so
Yeah, yeah, for
stupid. It's
sure.
like she's on
Yeah.
the team. Have her do something.
Yeah, it's just very like the other thing too is those characters they tend to give the most, and it's just Josh Whedon's writing, but they tend to give them the snarky dialogue, and you're like, please leave. Like it'll be like, I'm always picking up after you boys, and it's like Black Widow, go
What
home.
did you
Nobody's
do?
Yeah,
What did
and
right.
you do?
Captain
she's
America's fighting
and she's
Ultron
literally like
actively.
sweeping behind Hulk or something.
Right,
Like
right.
even in the very first Avengers film, which she doesn't really improve, as
Yeah,
far as I know, at all. Like, you could even make an argument that Captain America, as baseline as he is, attempts to improve. Hawkeye and Black Widow only kind of get worse.
Yeah,
yeah, I think so.
yeah.
And then
Um,
Hawkeye gets like this edgy thing in the what is it after the end game?
yeah, he becomes Ronin for a little while because his
Yeah,
family died, but they don't give it enough time.
No,
he looks too edgy, man. Like there's a faux hawk, and I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah, it's
I wouldn't be
rough.
surprised if that was a canon, I mean, a comic thing that they put in there just because
Oh,
Well,
maybe.
the other
I wouldn't know.
fascinating thing about this list is when we did the DC list, flight, super strength, and increased durability were a power that out of the 13 heroes between C and A, 11 of them had. I mean, it was like
Mm.
something along those lines where it was like, if you looked at them, like Green Lantern, flight, increased durability. Now he can make other constructs, but he flies. Martian Manhunter, same thing. Superman, same thing. Um, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, same thing. Cyborg, he now flies canonically. Starfire, same thing. And so when I'm looking at these heroes, Iron Man is a tech genius with a suit, and Wolverine has a healing factor and adamantium claws. And the next guy on this list has a symbiote that allows him to eat people, and the guy after that has a vibranium cat suit and cat powers. Like, this is just, I think, why Marvel works with an ensemble cast is that their heroes are so different that if I'm like, okay, Wolverine's going to be in a fight and Iron Man's going to be in a fight, those are two different fights. Whereas Hawkman hits hard, he's strong, he flies. Superman hits hard, he's strong, he flies. How am I going to write a scene for Hawkman? I don't know. Superman has to not be there because, like, this dude's just, like, discount Superman. In fact, Superman, like, Steel. We talked about Steel a lot because he's a tech genius that builds a suit to make himself as strong as Superman. Huh. Okay. He has a hammer and tries to fly to people and hit them. It's like, okay, why? Like, that's the worst idea you could have come up with.
Like, come on, dude. You're supposed to be intelligent. As far as technology, use a bit of strategic thinking.
Like, the two heroes here that I think are most similar are probably Thor and Captain Marvel. And really, Captain Marvel, they just have to be like, she's away somewhere because they just can't have her. Like, it's not interesting.
They're gonna win every time.
Right.
And
exactly.
even then, her threats are planet level. Like, her threats are not small. So she's got bigger things to deal with.
Yeah.
She's only called in for the heavy hitters, and that makes sense.
The other thing too is looking at characters. So, like, obviously you have Dr. Fate, who is the analog for Doctor Strange, right? They're even both doctors for some reason. But, like, if you look at Captain Marvel, okay, DC hero, magic-based hero based on the Greek gods. What are his powers? Strength, speed, flight. Oh, so he's Superman. It's like, yeah, like, it's just like, if you were to say write a hero based on Greek gods, you can do anything you want, I'd be like, okay. I mean, obviously, like, Herculean strength would be there, but then, does he have the power to transmute objects? Does he have the power to create fire? Can he fly with Icarus's wings? Like, I don't know. You can do a lot with that.
Very interesting character would be a Bacchus-style character who can turn any liquid to wine.
Right. Or he has Midas's touch and can turn things to gold.
Yeah, like, look,
a bunch of cool powers.
Greek legends, there's been a whole lot of stories based on Greek legend. Heck, look at the Riordan verse, for example. You can do a lot with it. And back then, a lot of people... DC is heavily based upon those kind of old legends where, yeah, most Greek heroes do have the I'm stronger than everyone, I'm faster than everyone, and I might be able to fly at certain points. And, like, that's kind of how it goes. Versus these, while they are based around that same kind of mythological hero status, they have their issues. Most of these, and that's kind of the funnier thing, most of these could be taken out by a gun.
Which is, so that's another thought that I had too, is when you're looking at the top versus the bottom here. So Doctor Strange, knocked out by Ebony Maw. The Hulk can't control his anger for most of the movies he's in. Iron Man's just a dude in a suit. I mean, he has a panic attack, like in one of the films, right?
It's a heart attack.
Right. Like, yeah, like, he's a dude. I mean, even Scarlet Witch gets knocked out with a taser by Hawkeye. And so if you're looking at these heroes, the top tier heroes that we have outside of Thor and Captain Marvel, none of them have that DC air of being superhuman. In the sense that it's just they're strong, fast, and better.
Even Thor, Thor is also, I'm just a big lug.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he's a great character.
Go. No, again,
yeah.
I think these flaws make these characters great.
Right.
It would be super uninteresting for a character to come flying in and to beat everyone. Cough,
Right.
cough,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel.
Right. And it's why people don't like Captain Marvel, generally speaking. I think the other thing too is when you look at these characters, I think they're so different as far as their socioeconomic status as well. I mean, you have, looking at this list, you have gods, kings, scientists, broke college students, super spies, doctors,
Russians, New York.
Russians.
Like you have just
One
about
guy's
everyone on here.
possessed by like the devil, kind of like
Like,
there's a lot happening with these characters.
take your pick. There's probably someone on here that has a very different lifestyle than like anyone else.
Yeah, like just taking two right here. Daredevil and Iron Man. I just picked two random ones. Daredevil's a guy with Catholic guilt who's blinded, has super hearing, and fights crime on the dirty streets of Hell's Kitchen. Iron Man has about $6 billion canonically, and designs super suits and is worried about smashing up his luxury cars and having to buy a new one. Like they're just so dramatically different.
And that makes them interesting when they interact with each other. And again, this is not to say the DC characters aren't interesting. I love reading and watching their stories. But whenever we compare the two and go, okay, well, how are these characters written? How do these characters compare? What I said with the DC list is that when you have an individual story, you can build around them. And that a lot of the DC heroes did exist in singular stories, but then got bought by DC and then shunted into each other. And well, actually, why don't we just put them together and see how they work? Whereas these, I would say, now, again, a lot of these characters were built at Marvel, for Marvel, in the world that they established. And yes, they came in from individual stories. Venom never interacted with the X-Men until they decided to interact with the X-Men years later. It was a big thing in the 90s.
Right.
And like, why? But they still work fine within the world.
Right.
Because the characters are built around the world. Whereas
Right.
DC is, well, we're going to stick a character in the world and see how they, like, sticking a bunch of fish in a pond and not caring what type of fish you got.
Right.
And seeing what
Right.
happens. Whereas here is, well, we're going to make sure they're well bred. They're well written because
I think that
they have a
comes down
basis
to
of
Stan
where
Lee
they want to
making
go.
all of them. Like Stan
Yeah.
Lee made all these characters, or quite a few of them, and so he's thinking about Iron Man and Hulk and Thor, all, Spider-Man, all interacting because he made all those characters.
Yeah.